Okay, I wrote down this list today for us because this actually came out of the University of Texas. And that is like the 8 reasons why people fail. Now, I'm gonna crunch down some numbers for you because I'm a numbers geek. But the facts of goal setting are the fact that you're here is gonna be a good day for you. The fact that you're showing up to go, I want to make something work better in my life. The fact that you're just even there to go, I'm going to write a goal. I'm going to learn about this thing called a SMART goal, right? Measurable, right? That I'm going to do low stakes wins. I'm going to try some of these techniques, right? Like I'm studying up. Like let me try time blocking. Let me try some stuff. That right there, it puts you ahead of 80% of the population. So just the fact that you're going, I think I'm going to write some goals. And I'm going to look at them and I'm going to do something. Only 20% of the population does that. Only 20%. And out of all of people, right? Out of all of the people that write goals, out of all of humanity, what percentage of people actually achieve the goals that they wrote down? What percentage? And that's only 8%. So when you look at the population, and once you learn how to write goals and set them and continue forward on them and success, once you start that process and you actually start doing it, you build this thing in your brain that is very different. And you have to practice it. I mean, the lies that people tell you about like, oh yeah, 30 days to do a habit. No, it will take you 3 years to really consistently change. So when I tell people like, look, it takes 36 months to change your life. If you are willing to just go, I'm going to take it in 84 days at a time, 84 days. Okay, that's 12 of these rounds. That's 36 months. But it takes 36 months to actually have a practiced behavior that you've spent enough time with that actually can change your life. So if you're trying this process, one, I'm glad that you're here. I mean, 80% haven't even gotten this far. So yay, you, thank you, and throw away that in 30 days you'll build a new habit. That is not actually true. And I will tell you that it may be that you get used to it, but it doesn't actually change the genetic opt-in of your brain to say, yeah, this is what I'm doing. So you want to say, look, I'm going to take the next 36 months and I'm going to really focus on a 3-year time to go, let me envision my life that can be very different, and let me set up some goals for doing that, and let me break those goals in. So sometimes a 36-month goal, look, if you've got 150 pounds to lose, you're going to need some time. If you have a book to write, you're going to need some time. If you want to travel the world, you're going to need some time and some money. So just the fact that you're here and willing to try on some ideas, you're ahead of 80% right now. So here's my offer back to you. One, University of Texas gave us 8 reasons, and they are not in order. There are no specific order, but they did this huge study, and they did a study of studies. And what they found out is the number 1 reason people fail at their goals. Vague. They're vague. 2, lack of accountability. That's why we have accountability group. That's why we check in with you. That's why we have a time thing, right? 3, no path to success. I don't know what this is going to get me. I don't have a measurable way that I can go, that's my success. Or they don't actually know what is a successful completion. Number 5 is, so no path to success. Number 4, lack of focus. That you're not making time. You're not going in, right? So you have to have that, you have to have that time. It is, and you have to have time to focus in on your goals. When we have people start at the 12-week year, the first thing I tell them is you got to get a hold of your calendar. For people who have these mystical lives that just sort of play out every day, the number one fail that you'll have is getting some alliance and some compliance into your calendar. The first reason that people fail in the accountability group is they haven't managed their calendar well at all, ever. So you have to get a hold of your calendar. And so that's really that lack of focus is about time. You have to have time to actually do your goal, and then you have to actually focus on that goal. Number 5 is a lot of people set the wrong goals, that they think that there's this should goal, like I should make $10,000 a month. Okay, well, do you have a skill? Do you have a skill? How would you do that? Like if you're only making $2,000 now, how are you going to make 80% more on the skills you have right now? How is that going to work? And then they go, I don't know. Okay, I'm just gonna magically wish it to happen. No, it doesn't work like that. That's why that 36 month is like, hey, in the next 36 months, I need to get some new skills. I need to work on this. And then I want to get, in 36 months, I want to get to that 80% more cash. Okay, but you have to do some stuff. You have to do some stuff. So sometimes people have the wrong goals. The number 6 is relying on motivation alone. Look, no one is motivated all the time. I have helped people build millions and millions and millions of dollars of businesses, and motivation isn't what gets you there. Motivation isn't like, yay, now celebration will get you closer. Celebration of what you're achieving, that'll keep you motivated. Keeping your eye on what's working, that'll keep you doing it. But just going, oh, I'm just going to find this inward motivation. No, it doesn't work. 7 is mental roadblocks. I see so many people hit an obstacle and then they're like, yep, I'm out. I got this far, I'm done. So sometimes it's a mental roadblock, sometimes it's a physical roadblock, sometimes it's a time roadblock, sometimes it's trauma. And I will tell you that high achievers, one of the things that they are so good at, now this is kind of a secret, so if you're a high achiever, you're going to be here and I'm going to speak your truth, which is high achievers, they love to stuff emotional baggage, and they stuff it real deep, and then it comes out at the stickiest times. So if you're looking at a number 7, which is a roadblock, sometimes it's not the things in your present life. Sometimes it's this feeling that you stuffed way back here that just makes your stomach hurt. So it's not the roadblock that you think. And then number 8, which is what a lot of people are, they're just unhappy. Like people fall off their diet when they feel like they're not losing weight fast enough. People get unhappy with their progress. These things aren't growing. That's not growing fast enough. I think about how many times people have told me that something wasn't working. And I go, well, let's talk about that. Let's talk about why it's not working. When you think about why your goals aren't working, this is a really good opportunity for you to really look at why are you unhappy with the progress that you've made? And if I'm unhappy with the progress that I've made, I don't really feel like doing anymore. But a lot of times when I actually review people's goals, their timelines, and all the stuff that they got done, almost 90% of the time, if I'm reviewing it with you and we go, what'd you get done today? What'd you get done today? What'd you get done today? They feel like they got more done than when they looked at it themselves. So that if I'm not unhappy with their progress, somehow they aren't either. And so, but you have to be happy with it. A lot of times, again, if you just read the book and come to class and don't even chart it, you've got a 30% chance that you'll get more done than had you not done that. So there's a 30% chance that you will get further. Now, that's not saying you'll get to your goal, but you will be 30% further than had you not set one. So there's like a no fail here, that if you read the book and you kind of hack at it for the 84 days, and even if you don't take careful whatever at it, you'll still get 30% of it done. The problem is that a lot of people are unhappy with 30%. So that's when I go, okay, well, why don't you try another round? And then they'll get 50%. Okay, well, let's go again. See if you can get up to 70. And anybody who gets 70% of their goal done is pretty darn happy. So some people are going to make 100, and like, I love that. But what the process itself will give you is autonomy. It will give you the ability to keep a promise to yourself. It will give you the ability to believe that when you say something, when you write something down, it'll believe that you will actually do that. And that autonomy of going, yeah, I can get that done. Okay. I was at physical therapy the other day, and he goes, yeah, did you do your shoulder exercises? And I went, listen, mister, thank you for checking on me. I am happy to give you my scorecard, but I'm that kid that if you give me homework, I'm going to just do it. And that is the person that I am. I will do my homework. I'm not a homework avoider. And he looked at me and he goes, I don't think I have any clients that are that way. He's like, no one here really does all their exercises. And I said, oh, okay, well, that's too bad. And I said, do you actually know why that is? And he's like, I have no idea, because they all want to be out of pain, but they don't want to do their homework. Right? We are trained to do it differently. So when you're looking at this list from the state of Texas research, it is, you need a goal that is clear. Second, you have to have accountability partners. 3, you have to have a clear pathway to succeeding. This is what success looks like. That's what the visualization is about. That's why you write it down. That's why you have to find the emotion. That's why you have to find the feeling. That's why you want to be connected to what you're doing. Like, this is going to feel so good. That's why you have to have that path to success. Number 4, right? You got to stay focused. And whatever that focus is, you've got to find that for yourself. And that is traditionally, for everyone that's doing the 12-week year, is time. Time to do that project, and then you follow through on doing it. Number 5, a lot of people set the wrong goals for the wrong reasons at the wrong time. Sometimes it's not the season to do that. One of the goals that I had written for myself is about a peace garden. And this will be my third, now spring will come and I'll have my third round on this peace garden. But the first, right, it was a season. I can only do that goal during that time. It's a season for that goal. There are seasons that I can't do certain things. So think about that, about what are the right goals for you and what's the season that you are in. If you are in a really time crunch time, you don't have 2 hours to get 10,000 steps in. You are going to have to go, I actually need a different goal of, I need 7-minute workouts, and I got to figure out how to do 2 of them every day. Okay, but again, it's really looking at what is the right goal for you. What's the right season? How are you actually going to do that? Number 6, relying on motivation. Motivation doesn't just percolate on its own. You actually have to do something to that. That's why we review. That's why we look at that. But just going, oh, I'm so motivated to do this. No. 7 is mental roadblocks. Sometimes those mental roadblocks are that you're tired or you're fatigued. Sometimes it's just that you're hungry. Sometimes it's just the wrong time of day for you to do that. There's a lot of mental roadblocks that we can do, but a lot of times people are hitting in mental triggers, and those are not about this moment. So the vast majority of people who are bumping into emotional garbage, it's from back in a different time. So you got to process that, and you got to process it real time to keep going. and mental roadblocks, and then being unhappy with your progress. If you stay tuned and give yourself that celebration energy of like, yummy, got it done, check it off. That's why you have to check it off. That's why I remind everyone that paperwork, you've got to find a way to align yourself to keeping score. If you don't keep score, you'll continue to be in the 92% who don't actually get there. And you don't want to be there. So one, I don't think you're going to stay there because here we are, right? So when you look at that, right, 20% of the population is going to write a goal. Out of that 20%, right, it's only this many. This much of the world, this many people go, I'm going to write a goal. Out of that group, 70 will fail. 70 will fail. So the fact that you're here, you're showing up, you're watching these, you're keeping it front of mind, just the fact that you're here gives you an 80% chance of higher outcomes. So, what have we learned? What have we learned? There are lots of reasons that people fail. And there are lots of reasons why the vast majority of people don't set goals. But they're not living your life. And your life is valuable. And the things that you are thinking of and dreaming of and wanting to do, they're not just important for you, they're important for everyone around you. So thanks for even considering that you might want something bigger, bolder, brighter, or just kind of more beautiful. Because that is a big deal. And most people aren't shining their diamond on the end of the day. Most people are just kicking rocks. And that is the number one reason I'm glad to see you.